Steele, by the way, tying an NBA Game 7 record with 9 3-pointers in the game. Again, just a massive performance. 33 points. Draymond Green finishing with 16 in this game in 40 minutes. Here he is at the podium.
Say about what Buddy did tonight for you guys?
He was huge. The 33 points were great. 9 threes, incredible. But what he did on the defensive end was even more impressive. He took on every matchup that he had, whether it was Jalen, Fred, all over the Hawk and the ball handler. He ended up with Sengun on the post. Made him force to miss. Knocked the ball out. We was able to come up with the loose ball. He made winning plays all night. Huge game for him, 37 minutes. I'm not sure he's played that amount of minutes all year. But stayed the course. When we needed him most, he delivered. And if I didn't throw him a grenade, he would have been 9 for 10 for 3, but I threw him a grenade, so I'll take that one.
Draymond, coach, before you came in, he said that your emotions played a big part in this. What was that conversation with the team before you guys came out tonight?
I thought, my people I trust in most had, we had some heart-to-hearts after last game. My wife, one of my closest friends, Travis, my barber is one of my closest friends, Coach Izzo, and I pouted way too much last game. So I spent the last 2 days embarrassed, just at what I gave to the game, what I gave to the world. I was embarrassed, and so I've been dying since the last game ended to get out on the floor and prove who I am. One thing about this league, you're never done proving who you are until you're done, completely finished. And so I wanted to come out and prove again just who I am, with poise, but with the same fire, same tenacity, but poise. And I think I delivered that and gave our guys something to follow. What I gave them last game to follow, they followed. And that's why we got bullied. But I think I gave them something different to follow today. And that was the message, that was the goal. We got it done.
Draymond, Steve said that you set the tone last night at the team dinner with that speech. What goes into deciding to give that speech, and what was the reception from the rest of your teammates?
Well, I think what goes into it is really deciding who's going to get a speech. Obviously, I always try to defer to Steph, defer to Jimmy, and they wanted me to speak. But I had a lot to say. And like I said, most importantly was calling myself out. You can't go into a Game 7 expecting guys to rally off the game we had before and not address it. And so I wanted to address that, number one. But then secondly, tell everybody else what we needed, which was a togetherness like no other, in our huddles together, trusting in each other and believing. And so thought it was much needed. But as much as I think this team needed it, I feel like I needed it for myself even more. Because you got to be accountable. You can't be a leader and not be accountable. And you call other guys out. When their shit stinks, then you better say when yours does too. And that's what I tried to make a point in doing.
After 13 years and 6 Game 7s together with Steph, what does it mean to you to walk off the court after a game like that?
It means a lot, especially losing a 3-1 lead, having to come on the road and win it. Means a ton to continue playing at this level, having the opportunity to compete at this level. And it's a little more special that we've done it here before. So it's a familiar feeling.
I couldn't help notice you and Steve having a shoot around, mostly Steve talking and you listening. Just what was kind of the mood of that one?
Just really setting the tone for what he needed from me today, which is poise, leadership. But he had some great words. He gave me a story, a few different stories. They were great, but I think the gist of it was just, you've done so much. whether we win or lose this game, when it's all said and done at the end of your career, nobody will remember. So go out, have fun with poise, give your guys something to follow. You know, he told me you're one of the most competitive people I've ever been around. And one of the greatest leaders I've been around. So it's my job to let you know what your leadership should be tonight. Like how you need to lead, what that needs to look like for tonight. It's my job to prepare you for that. My job to get you ready emotionally to play. And it's one of the better conversations we've ever had, and we've had some great ones. But that one I'll remember for the rest of my life.
You talked about the huddles. I noticed you had a huddle right before the start, before tip-off, maybe in a different kind of way. It definitely sounded or felt like it was a little more emotional. Was that a big moment for you?
It was definitely a big moment for us, for me, for us. You know, the emotions in the Game 7 run high, and we just wanted to make sure we were on the right side of that. Not tightening up, because you got to be loose, but understanding what every possession means. Understanding that we weren't giving our energy to anything outside of ourselves. And thinking, setting that tone, everybody, we did that.
How would you contextualize this series for Steph, with just the way that he defended him, the way he performed, and then finishing with 14 fourth quarter
That was
points
huge. That's why he is who he is. He just made the simple play tonight. Had 3 points for a lot of the game, and then he bust out. But he made the right play. Just moved the ball on and trusted other guys to make the play because of how they was guarding him. And it's a beautiful game to see him close it out. He knew once, like, all right, now it's time for me to take over and take this thing home. It was beautiful, man. But I want to give a lot of credit to that team down there. Ime, the way he had those guys fighting, I gained a lot of respect for that team throughout this series. One of the tougher series I've played in, personally. But that's a young team to be reckoned with. And I told myself I was going to talk crazy because they have been talking crazy all series and on the internet, but I gained so much respect for those guys. Sengun is an incredible player. The way Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams led those guys, they had no experience, and they led them, took us to the brink. That team's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I hope they understand it. You know, things can change fast in this league. You're only on the up until you're not, you know? But they got something promising that they can continue to build on. Jabari Smith, incredible. He played like a vet this whole series, getting his spots, knocking big shots down. A lot of respect for those guys.
Draymond, Steve talked about meaningful basketball and being able to play it this time of year. When you go back to the trade deadline and all what's proceeded since then, are these the kind of games you were thinking about playing when the trade happened and just in this moment?
Absolutely. This is exactly what the trade was for, to get back to this level. Play meaningful basketball, as Steph has been saying all year. And Jimmy, which is what he's been to this group, has allowed us to be in this position to continue our season and possibly do something special.
Dre, you talked about winning the championship shortly after the trade on All-Star Weekend, but now that you have gone, you still have to go through the war. Like, now that you've gone through a 7-game battle, what do you feel this group is capable of doing moving forwards in the next round?
I think this group is capable of exactly what we set out to do, which is win a championship. We know the things that we need to improve on and continue to get better at, but I got the utmost confidence in this group. Didn't want to go 7 games, but it won't hurt us with that experience that our young guys got the opportunity to get. But I think we're right where we need to be, right where we want to be, with an opportunity to continue to extend this thing, and we believe. Yeah, I mean, I was never rattled, but, you know, with every win, I think that grows.
When you talk about feeling embarrassed the past couple of days leading into tonight, how do you use that as fuel, and how do you, like, in what ways do you channel that feeling onto the court?
Well, I had to channel it in a different way because that could lead you to, come out and I want it so bad. I actually went the opposite way. I listened to all slow music the last couple days, just kind of calm myself down, went to the spa, meditate, because I know I can ratchet my intensity up. I know I'm gonna meet the intensity level, but I felt like I was going too far. I listened to checkout time on the way to the game the other day. And that was the exact mindset I had going into that game. So wanted to change it up a little bit today. Some Brent Fayez, SZA, 90s R&B, just kind of completely changed it up. So it was good for me.
Came into the series, Jalen Green came into the series, their leading scorer. And y'all had different guys on him throughout the series. And I think just one game he was able to get off. How were y'all able to corral him, kind of keep him in check throughout the series?
I think doing your work early. We did a good job on him to start the series, and I think that kind of rattled his confidence a little bit. This isn't something he's been a part of before. He's a good young player. He'll learn from his mistakes. But you got to give the guys credit that was guarding him. Buddy, Steph, BP, GP, JK, anybody who was on him, he was a focal point in trying to take him out of this series. We know what they're capable of when he's scoring. And so we really wanted to take him out of the series, and I think we did a good job of it. But like I said, he's a good young player. He'll grow. He'll continue to learn from this. Tough first experience for him, but he's not the first young up-and-coming star to have a tough experience in the playoffs. Won't be the last. I think he'll continue to grow from it. He got a great coach to lead him. Fred, great leader to lead him, and I think he'll grow from it. But I got to give our guys a lot of credit and our coaching staff a lot of credit with the game plan on it.
Draymond, how would you describe sort of the vibe when Buddy gets in that zone? And related to that, any interaction with him and Jimmy? Him and Jimmy have gone back and forth. And what was tonight like? I mean, did Jimmy say anything afterward, or what was that?
I didn't catch any of their banter tonight, but Buddy was huge. And ironically, I could see just the way he was walking this morning, like the way he was talking, like he was so engaged, and he delivered on the biggest stage. Got to give him his credit. It was huge for us. Sure, it was big for his confidence. We're gonna need that Buddy to continue on, and it won't be 9 threes every night, but just the intensity and focus level that he had. Should get on.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.